Okay.
It's the shadows. Or whatever they're called. What was they called?
They're called the Heartless.
Heartless, there we go.
You don't want to get me going. We still have a show. We still have an anime show to do. It was funny because for the longest time, I wanted to do like a Kingdom Hearts something related where it's like explaining the story, but then like I would keep finding these channels of people doing it better than me. Like there's even one guy called Clemps that I literally send him to whoever claims.
That sounds like an STD.
Right? Clemps. I got the Clemps. You gotta run.
It sounds like a name for an STD. Well, there we go. To fame, if I ever discover a new STD, I'll name it that.
Yeah, well, that might hurt the YouTubers' feelings, so it's like...
Or it might make them more famous, or infamous.
Or actually scare people away, because they might think he's patient zero. That's why it was named after the guy who gave it to everyone, that son of a bitch. And he's bisexual too, which means he was even more widespread in his outbreak.
No gender is safe.
No gender is safe.
You see? I like this guy now, because that's true equality. He doesn't prefer one or the other. He gives it to both genders.
Yep, everyone gets a dead rat with a note that says, "Welcome to the wonderful world of AIDS." No, of Clemps.
Clemps.
Oh my god! I have the Clemps!
What, like the anthrax scare?
Oh god, yeah. Or literally like back in the 70s or 80s, just the idea of having spitting on someone when you had STDs was literally the equivalent to shooting someone with a gun. Oh. They will arrest you for assault with a deadly weapon, even though you don't get AIDS that way because it's in the blood.
Yeah. Water?
Huh? Oh yeah, I'm gonna need it.
Take it.
Thank you.
That's what the waters are for. It's my water supply.
I'll never forget when we did like the first Ushio and Tora thing episode back on with the old host. We went through like 6 freaking bottles of water because we were doing it on the hottest day of fucking July. Yeah, it was like by the end of it, you just see the table me and him were recording on, and it's just full of water bottles.
Damn, really?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's okay, Danny. If we really ever need to weeb out, and we're in the middle of summer, I got us covered.
Oh god. I'm not doing that.
Not yet, it's cold, it's still cold.
You're right.
Wait until summer comes around. And then we'll see what happens.
I've only done a show drunk one time though.
That's my secret. That's the secret, Danny. I'm always drunk. You just never notice. Why do you think I'm always so happy?
I always just thought it was the mass amounts of opium I found, but...
Opium? I don't even know how to do opium. I think you smoke it. I think that's how it works.
Maybe,
because it's a plant.
Oh, okay, yeah. I don't know. I just know it killed Roseanne. Not the actual actress, but the character. When they realized she was a racist monster, they had to kill the character off.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's what happened to that Roseanne reboot everyone loved. It was just like, yeah, it turns out she's a horrific racist. It's like, okay, well, we still love the family, so we'll kill her and then still keep everyone else. So it's like, instead of Roseanne, it's like the not the Goldbergs. The Connors.
The Connors.
Mm-hmm. That just sounds like my nightmare. A sitcom where it's nothing but Foxy. Oh god, no. Just clones of him all over the place. I love that guy, but I never want that to happen.
Well, be lucky I'm not into genetics. Because I always if I was ever into genetics, I would go into researching stuff that people would always abhor.
No.
I would, when you said that right now, I'm like, damn, if I was in microbiology or something like that, I would be so down to do like a cloning research for Voxy.
No, don't. Someone ends up stealing your research and they end up cloning Trump. Technically, he can keep running for president because it's technically not the original president.
That's fine. I'll just do what they always do in whenever aliens are involved with the Nazis. I'll just reclone Hitler.
That is, oh god, no.
Remember, that's always every trope that whenever aliens are behind Nazi success is that they just keep cloning Hitler every time there was an assassination attempt, and it just made it look like he was unkillable.
Do you think that would mean that that's what's happening in Wolfenstein? Because you kill Hitler twice. Mm-hmm. Heck, you can even kill him in New Order, but that ends up giving you a bad ending.
Oh yeah, that's right, when you kill old Hitler?
Yeah, you just break his neck while he's sleeping and they shoot you down. No, that would have ended the game too fast, so they gotta they gotta immediately kill you after that. Anyway, we are doing an anime show, believe it or not, people.
Yes, we are. And after that long segue,
Right.
today we're actually going to be doing not Goblin Slayer, so we finessed you there.
Yeah, sorry about that. And it's not like we have an active enough fan base that I need to make any major announcement about it, so it's okay. If you guys saw Goblin Slayer, at least you saw a show. No spoilers now, people.
That's all we say. It's a show.
Yeah, it's a show. That's what we'll say for now. We won't say if it's good or it's bad or if a character I didn't want to get raped got raped. But what I mean, face it, Goblin Slayer is a terrible show because that's all it was about is rape. All it was about.
The thing that I hate about Goblin Slayer is that it plays on my weaknesses.
What?
Which is like always so, which is flat chested with big ass characters.
Are you talking about the main character?
No, he was pretty built.
No,
no,
oh no, not
elf.
Goblin. Oh, the elf. Oh yeah, her. It's funny. She was cute when she smiled, but I was like, yeah, you're okay. I was just mainly scared for the voluptuous girls, though. It's just like, okay, I'm scared for the witch because I also think he might be retarded.
Oh, just because of the way she speaks. I don't think that's got anything to do with her mental state, but just like whatever the fuck she's smoking. I guess it raises magical power.
I know. I'm just like, I'm like, okay, I get she's trying to make. At first, I'm like, okay, she's trying to be sexy, but then it was like, she'd take breaks in between sentences, and I'm like, oh no, she's retarded.
Smoke the mystic leaf, gets +3 to RNG.
Yeah, I mean, we'll go into more details eventually, but this was you could tell that the guy who wrote Goblin Slayer was a fan of Tolkien, Lord of the Rings, The Hobbit, because there were so many fucking references to The Hobbit.
Oh my god, yeah.
The riddle segment. That's all I had to say. One of them was literally a riddle from The Hobbit. I'm like, you cheeky bastard, you.
Oh,
okay, what was the video? But yes, what was the thing you decided to review instead? Literally the day after I had already finished Goblin Slayer.
I made you watch it just to ensure it.
Well, I mean, yeah, you're right. Because almost immediately, what was I watching on Netflix? Oh, right, I was gonna watch Baki today on Netflix.
Oh. Oh my god, that show is literally just like this is what peak performance looks like, and it's disgusting.
Yeah. Oh, I always thought that was Fist of the Blue Star, where it was like the necks are literally trying to devour their heads. With how muscular they are.
Right? That's true. No, that's not peak performance. That's just like in next stage of evolution.
Yeah.
That's not peak. That's next stage.
Yeah, but Gigam said it was like taking it to the next level.
Next.
Next. No, but instead I started watching this Korean horror drama called Kingdom, where it was in the middle of ancient Korea and they were going through a zombie apocalypse. It was really good.
Kind of sounds like Kabanari of the Forest. I mean, the Kabanari of the... What was the hell?
Kabanari and the Iron Fortress.
Iron Fortress! There you
Yeah.
go. Why did I say the forest?
No, because it sounds like an Xbox indie game too.
That's true.
Ori and the Blind Forest. Anyway, we are talking about Expelled from Paradise. Brought to you by America through Aniplex.
Oh, such a good movie, too.
I swear.
Humans residing in Diva.
Oh shit, this was Chloe, wasn't it?
I am taking the time to intervene into your virtual world so that I may show you the way to a new possibility.
Trace access route.
This frontier setter has made 184 hacking attempts.
In the real world? When did you build that?
They're remote controlled. Must be somebody running that thing.
And that guy...
Yes! The voice!
What? Oh, yeah. The guy who did Spike.
Yep. I'll always recognize that voice. And you know what? I find it perfect that they used him for the dub.
Yeah. Have you seen the dub?
No, I have not.
Oh, okay. Well, I got something to say after.
Not just the consequences it has.
Also, the girl playing,
Angela?
the girl playing Angela is actually the voice of Faith. That's why it was really funny to me, because I'm like, oh wait, it's like a weird reunion.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't know this world very well.
Took me a couple seconds. I was like, Faye, who's that? And I was like, oh, Okay, yeah.
Yeah, Faye Valentine.
Yeah.
One day, people, one day. I just feel like it's almost kind of a no-brainer, that show, so I do need to talk about it. But one day. But yeah, Expelled from Paradise is I'm guessing a 2014? Yeah, 2014 movie.
2014, 2015?
Yeah. Oh no, it's because the dub got announced in April. So, and I remember that Expelled from Paradise came out in theater, like the weird simultaneous release where it's like it gets released all over Japan and like 2 or 3 little art theaters play it in America.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was like at the end of 2014. Since it was playing at the LA Independent around the time of the controversy with the interview was coming out. Do you remember?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that movie with Seth Rogen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hung out with a friend at Little Tokyo, and it was nothing but like watch the interview at the LA Independent, and also there's this other Asian movie coming out if you want to check that out. And I thought it looked cool. I'm like, a girl with like a girl with a giant robot, and then another guy behind her, but they do their best to kind of cover him up in the poster.
Dude, that's what interested me about the movie. It's just that I forgot what I was looking up and everything. But I was online, like I think I was just like trolling around on Facebook, and like somebody showed me a movie poster. I'm like, ooh, this looks interesting.
Yeah, and if it wasn't for the fact that like I don't really like the Independent, for kind of being a slummy theater, it's not a terrible theater, but it's like. I probably would have gone to go see that movie, but then on 2015, my first actual experience at AX was like, oh look, this movie Expelled from Paradise, yeah, the dub is gonna premiere here if you want to check it out. And it was like one of the first times I went to a panel where like there was only a handful of people in there.
Oh really?
Yeah, and I'm like, well, it's a movie virtually no one knew about. And it is a dub, and we all know how some anime fans can be.
I know, and the funny thing about this movie is like it really didn't get as much attention as I feel like it should have.
Yeah, the only time you'll ever hear this movie get mentioned is it's a movie directed by the guy who did Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood and written by Gen Urobuchi and the other dudes from Nitro Plus, and it's like that's the only time when people talk about Gen Urobuchi, they'll bring this movie up in passing and just be like, okay, that's it. Because when it really gets down to it, this movie is actually not as praised as, we think it would be. For the people who see it, they don't like it, but they don't like it for the most obvious reason. 3D anime.
I know, and that was the funniest thing ever, because when I first watched this movie, again, this is like during the time, I remember I was still in high school. Yeah, I was still in high school. This was before I even went to GCC.
Oh, God.
Remember?
No.
21 still.
This is already this. Oh God, you're still you're barely 21. Oh God, and I was only in my third. I was only like in my third semester.
Well, I thought you were gonna say your 30s. I'm like, okay, Danny, you're not that old.
Oh yes, I am. I'm hip and cool. You like rip off my young skin and it's just nothing but wrinkles.
Oh shoot.
A lot of makeup. But yeah, what were you saying?
Oh my God. I'm like, Danny, you sure you don't run like a secret like makeup channel or something?
Oh yeah. I am Michelle Fan. If she's so relevant, that is. I remember I used to hear her all over the place, and she tried to do a gaming channel with another YouTuber that didn't work out. But yeah, I know who Michelle Fan is, and she disappeared. Maybe she still does videos. I don't know, but she disappeared. So
who knows? Maybe she could have just changed her entire appearance completely, and you just don't recognize it.
Yeah, maybe she decided to take on a persona of a 25-year-old Latino Native American guy who wants to do a podcast.
Damn, I would believe you. You even got the voice modulations and everything.
Right.
For all I know, I could have been a deaf person this whole time, and you just like hacked into my hearing aids.
Exactly.
And I don't even notice a thing.
Yep. Outside, you can see a squeaky girl voice talking. No, if I wanted to be any makeup YouTube guru in disguise, it would be Bub's Beauty. which she doesn't. She is a mom now, so she doesn't do her usual shit anymore.
Oh, dude! I thought you were like talking to her up in terms of like looks and like she is a mom. Like I've never heard that been said as a compliment before. But
no.
I think I found my new way whenever I'm attracted to an older woman.
No.
Damn, that girl is a mom.
No. First of all, she is a very beautiful woman, and when you look her up in her videos back like in 2011, she was like a super almost kind of weirdly thin, adorable girl who still had like that 2010 scene hair.
Oh, I know what you mean.
Yeah, but she was a very cute girl, but I mean now she's like a mom, so she doesn't do her YouTube videos anymore. Now she does a lot of reacting to her older videos, and she used to run a comedy channel that would barely get updated, and she's been doing a lot of reacting to those videos because she's like, my God, my son's gonna find this one day and be like, that was my mom. Putting on Sharpie on her face and pretending to be a man.
But Danny, again, that misunderstanding has already brought me like, whenever I want to describe like a MILF in anime, I was like, and boy, was she a mom. That's a mom right there.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to talk about the really creepy one where it's like, look at that girl's thighs, that's birth and hips.
What, the child rearing hips?
Yeah, the child rearing hips. Yeah, there we go, that's the one. Anyway, back to this goddamn anime.
Oh yeah, so when again, watching this movie, this is actually like again 2015, Attack on Titan and everything. One of like, if anything, my golden age of anime, because that's when I actually decided to start exploring a bunch of other genres and shows.
Yep.
Aside from like Naruto, Bleach, and One Piece, which were like for me like my bread and butter.
Yeah.
For the longest time.
And we're also just American cartoons.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what I thought. I was like, oh, they're American cartoons.
Yeah. Wait, you mean this is in Japan? Weird.
I don't even know what Japan was at the time. Geography.
Japan just materialized once you understand the true meaning behind anime. Only the true weebs can find Japan.
Dude, that would be scary though. What if we're just thinking about like Japan and everything, and that it is a fictional country that only comes to fruition only once you acknowledge its existence?
I don't know.
That sounds like a good story for me, but hey, I would like to develop
I know,
that
you
perspective.
really got me thinking about that whole kaiju yokai story. That might be something I might actually try working on with your consulting, because what am I, freaking Stanley? No, I'm joking, that's mean. Bruce Timm, because that guy apparently is super corrupt. The creator of Batman.
I thought you were gonna say Bruce Lee. I was like, what does this have to do with comics?
I know. No, Stanley is comics.
No, when you were saying Bruce Timm, I thought you were about to say Bruce Lee.
Oh, Bruce Lee. Karate. Alright. But yeah, that might be something I actually kind of want to do. I'm like, I'm thinking. And also, but anyway, yeah. Let's get to it. Jesus Christ.
It's so hard because, again, this movie just brings up so many things because it's released during the time where like you're just doing a lot of exploring. You're trying to say, like, you know what? I want to discover more about anime.
Yeah.
And when this movie came out, for me, I was attracted by the poster, but I never knew it was going to be 3D. Because when you look at it, it doesn't look like it's going to be a 3D anime.
And literally, like, the first opening of this movie, there are only 2 characters that are rendered in CG, and then everyone else is, like, 2D animation.
Right?
Yeah.
You noticed that too. And for me, when I first got to know this movie, I was like, oh, this looks nice. And the friend that I watched it with, he would explain it more because he's also a Gengo Nobuchi fan as well.
Yeah.
And because like when I still remember when this guy's like, oh, it's written by Gen, and be like, oh, who's that? It's like, oh, he's this famous director in Japan. Like he's usually known for like doing a lot of shows that like either get too deep or killing off a lot of characters.
Yeah.
And I'm like, ooh, okay.
I think if anyone ever asked me that, like, oh, who's Gen Nobuchi? I'm just gonna put my hand and I'll be like, you're not ready for him yet. I will let you know when you are ready for Gen Nobuchi, but you are not emotionally there yet. Let's start you off with Death Note and see where it goes from there.
Oh my god, and again, he was not wrong about the emotions I was gonna feel in this movie, because
oh man,
starting it off when I noticed the 3D, I was like, huh, interesting. This is like one of my first 3 actual 3D movies that I watched, one of my first 3D animes that I've watched, because aside from that, Bleach, Naruto, One Piece, I don't think I've seen that much 3D CGI.
No, I think the only big one we had at the time was Knights of Sidonia. I think had really
Knights
started.
of Sidonia, yeah.
Yeah, that was like Polygon finally getting out there.
I still have to see that show, man, because I remember my friend describing it so much, and I'm like, ooh, that sounds fun. And again, never crossed my mind that it would be a 3D anime.
Yep. Yeah, that was one of the things that threw me off with Ajin. It's like I would see Polygon was being a little nicer with Ajin. They weren't tricking you into thinking it was a 2D anime. Like they flat out show you on the poster that these are 3D vendors. But like when I saw the Netflix trailer for the dub announcement, I'm like, oh, so this is like Expelled from Paradise. Mm-hmm. Oh, this should be interesting then. And yeah, now it's like one of my favorite anime of all time. But yeah, with me, it's like this movie really is up there with me too, because this was my first day X, and this was like the first major panel that I'm like, hey, I remember seeing this poster, let's go see the movie for the dub, and it says that Stephen Bloom, who at the time was Amon to me, from Legend of Korra. They said, oh, he's gonna be in it. And I'm like, oh, fuck yeah, I want to see a movie with fucking Amon from Legend of Korra.
That's also another staple when you always start off with Cowboy Bebop because of Adult Swim or Toonami.
Yeah, that one time I flipped it on Cowboy Bebop and it was like, I think it was the refrigerator episode. I'm like, what the fuck is even this show?
Dude, for me it was the mushroom episode that I saw first. And I was like, oh shit.
The freaking blaxploitation episode, yeah. But yeah, I wanted to watch the show, and when I went in there, my friend was like, okay, let's be ready to freaking stay in line. We're gonna stay in line for this panel that starts at 3 o'clock. Your panel starts at 5. We're going to sit through 2 panels because we do not know how packed it's going to be in there. Yeah, we sat through 2 panels. One of them was a sugar panel, which was, really cool. What?
You have a hair on your lip.
Ooh, it's one of my hair. I'm going to take this home so you don't do any of your biological things.
Make it sound like I'm gonna wank off to it or something.
Ew. No,
just say bio-research.
Bio-research.
Biological things. That just makes it worse.
Masturbating is biological.
Exactly.
But yeah, I'm just like, we sit down, we sit through that trigger panel, and then as soon as they're like, oh, okay, now Expelled from Paradise is going to start, you just see that thing. It was almost as if we were in a pool and someone punctured the pool and a bunch of people started spilling out, because there was literally only maybe a little over 50 or 60 people in there.
Oh, that's still a lot for me though.
Yeah, it was hall, but that's the thing. It was like hall B.
Oh, okay.
It was like the second biggest one in there.
Never mind. Yeah.
Yeah, so it was very little people, and as it goes on, as the movie started, we had a few people get up when they realized it was a CG anime. So I was already confused because I didn't know about the prejudice against CG anime yet.
For me, I kind of got it a little bit. Fuck, I forgot, was it 2015 or 2016? I think it was 2015 because I remember I was still in high school when I remembered it. Because I remembered I gave that same treatment when I was watching Nobunaga the Fool.
Oh.
Because when I saw the 3D mechas and everything, I was like, oh man, I don't think I'm ready for this yet. But you know what? I'm still gonna continue watching that show because I kind of like the thought. I kind of like the thought of it.
Yeah.
But like that's kind of like for me, that was my first initial taste of it. But I only felt a little bit out of place because it was like 2D anime style with characters, but the mechs were 3D anime fights.
Yeah.
So for me, I was like thinking, it kind of doesn't blend well for me.
Yeah, like quick side note, I remember I just found out that like the Godzilla series was supposed to be like a 24 something anime, 24 episode anime, and there were talks that the people were gonna be like 2D, but the creatures are gonna be 3D. And with Polygon's detail, that would have been a little too in that category where it's like these would either have to be 2D or the characters would have to be 3D, because this already kind of weirds me out.
Yeah, and for me, that's why I think, if anything, that's why I felt the movie a little bit better, is that everything looked 3D-ish. Mm-hmm. But, and surprisingly enough for a 3D movie as well, it's actually really good quality 3D as well.
Yeah. The characters are super expressive. You never get weird robot you never get weird Ruby physics where characters are walking, but you could practically see the marionette strings on them.
And then they had some really good action scenes in this movie as well.
Yeah. Oh my God. I forgot about like the giant. Like, not giant, well, giant in scale, but the big robot fight they had in the ending while they were trying to buy time for Frontier Center. I'm just like, oh my God, this is gorgeous.
I know that fight was just so, it was so beautiful, man. I remember, because I was watching it again this morning, because like, you know what? I have time before work. I want to watch this movie again.
Yeah.
Because I can't get, dude, especially the ending in the movie, which we'll discuss later, the after credit scenes.
I didn't even, okay, yeah, we'll get to those in a bit. I was just like, wait. They were trying to get more from this? Huh. but anyway, yeah. So, should we just jump into the movie then?
I think we should, because we're pretty much done with like our first initial opinions.
Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, wait, I wasn't.
Well, go for it.
Yeah, just real quick. People got up and left because of the CG, and then people got up and left because I guess it was a little too talky for them. But, by the end of it, the theater, the area we were at was maybe still about a little over 40 people in there, including me and my friend, and I was eating it up. I enjoyed its themes. I enjoyed the the weird
and oh my God, the camera angles on Angela.
Oh my God, yeah, that's one thing we gotta talk about.
Oh, you know what?
Also, I appreciate, because we'll get into it as soon as we go into the deep dive, I do appreciate that me and you have done a good job at not mentioning her last name.
Oh, I'm finally able to pronounce it properly now. After so many years.
I was already able to pronounce it, but I'm just like, it sounds so much like that.
It sounds so much looter.
Yeah,
and
it was so weird.
If anything, one thing I gotta say about Angela, because she one part of the movie it is there's her adult form and there's her lolly form. I'm glad that you can tell from her lolly form that she does grow into that later on, that magnificence.
Right. Yeah, because like her 16-year-old form is like.
Oh, 16?
Yeah.
I never knew the age.
Oh yeah. Oh. But yeah, we'll get into it. But yeah, the 16-year-old form, it's like, okay, you have pretty nice cleavage in your butt. And
the booty.
Yeah, friggin' booty.
The booty and thighs, man, too. Holy shit, that woman was developed.
And then, by the time she's like in her 30s or 20s, it's like, boom, you are a goddess.
Got a dynamic body.
But yeah, so, yeah, by the end of the movie, I don't think my friend was as into. I think my friend liked it, but I was the one like, oh my God, this movie was awesome. And he basically chalked it out to. Yeah, I think it's because this was your first anime movie, and I'm like, I don't think it's that at all. I really like some of the things this movie talked about. And let's get into some of those things. So, Expelled from Paradise opens up with Angela Balzac.
Belzac.
Belzac?
That's how it's pronounced. But like in the Japanese one, for me, I found it because of the Japanese one.
Oh, okay. Because maybe it was a dub thing, but the dub would pronounce it as Bao.
I pronounce it as ball as well because when I first read it, that's how I read it because again, this was before I was too much of a weeb to actually know how to Japanese pronounce it.
Yeah.
Because they would say Berzac and I'm like Balzac. I'm like what kind of name is that?
Yeah.
And then watching this movie again, it's like it's Balzac.
Yeah. That's not a Japanese name, is it? That's gotta be like German or something.
European. I don't know if it's German or not, but European for sure.
Yeah, because, and again, like her name's Angela, and sometimes Geno Nobuchi will sometimes like to experiment with foreign characters. But yeah, it's Angela Balzac, Balzac.
And the dub.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, literally, it would just be like you're watching a super intense moment, and then you'll hear Angela Balzac, and then everyone in like the little auditorium was like, "Kee."
I can imagine.
Yeah, but I remember laughing too. I'm like, oh God, this has to be the dub people. They knew what they were doing. They're like, yeah, we know it's pronounced this way, but it'll be funnier if we pronounce it the American way. What does it sound like? Balzac?
Balzac. Oh
yeah. But Angela Balzac is living in a virtual world called Diva. Yep. I completely forgot that was its name.
Yeah,
so
dude,
it's
I
just,
completely forgot what it was, and when I heard it again for the first time this morning,
Yeah.
I was like, oh, dude, Nestor would be having a field day. And it does, you know what? It's even funnier because the way like her mecha and everything's designed, kind of the same way how Diva mounts her mecha.
oh yeah.
Nestor would be having a field day with this.
Is it a reference? But yeah, no, he would be having a field day.
Diva's actually not a real character, but actually that's actually just her personality only.
Yep. Oh.
Which we'll get into more what personalities are in this movie.
Yep. What if the entire virtual world is just scaled after Diva? It really is just like Diva from Overwatch, but it's like she's a living planet or something. But
Damn, getting into that Evangelion.
I know, right? Yeah, it's like the second movie ends with like Diva shutting down, and you just see a giant Diva like floating. It was like there's the universe. It's like, oh god, what's going on? Geto Nobuchi didn't destroy a city in here, so maybe we were supposed to get one in the sequel. We don't know.
I don't know, but like this movie did get existential.
It did get super existential. But yeah, so she's in a private server called Diva, and basically, if you remember Ready Player One, The Oasis, it's basically that except no pop culture references.
No pop culture references, just a big data server where people can do whatever they want.
Yeah, and if you decide to work for the company, the company running it as an enforcer, you get memory, which is used to like.
Kind of expand your administrative stuff over there, because the whole point about Diva, which is the system that they use, it's pretty much this giant space station that acts as one giant computer.
Yeah. And
like every computer, there's a limit to how much memory and storage it can have. So the idea behind this is where the personalities come in, and then psychology analysis.
Psychology with Lewis.
Psychology with Lewis. Is that what we're gonna call it? Whatever. Analyze it.
Yes.
But the idea behind personalities in this world is personality pretty much means how much data space you have to your account and how much you're able to expand it based on like how much liberty you're able to do, or like what you can do in this worldwide server. Because again, space is so limited. And in Diva, you're pretty much reward memory space based on like your actions that you do, especially if it benefits the society or anything.
Yep.
Which is why Angela, like whenever like which was like the guy that was hitting on her. Oh my god, the underwear he wore that caught me so off guard.
Nice. Yeah, I'm like, did you really have to animate a bulge?
Dude, you know what? When I saw that scene for the first time, it reminded me of that scene from White Chicks when Terry Crews shows up. He's like, oh well, hello there, my white chocolate. I want you to melt. He's like,
Oh god, yeah, it was one of those.
It was one of those moments.
I mean, at least the guy wasn't as creepy as Terry Crews.
But still, it just kind of reminded me of that.
Yeah. Oh god.
And then for her, like you mean like when anime Terry Crews is interacting with Angela. I'll just call him that from now on.
Anime Terry Crews with dreadlocks.
With dreadlocks. There you go. Oh yeah, and then the glasses from like the Star Trek guy. What was his name?
Oh, LeVar Burton.
There you go.
The Reading Rainbow guy.
Yeah. Dude, he's a combination of a lot of things.
Oh yeah, he is, man. He was like a narrator in a horror podcast I listened to a while back. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing in here? But then they also had Kristen Bale, which I'm like, what the fuck are you doing in here, freaking Frozen girl? I think it's Kristen. If I say Kristen, people are gonna be like, Batman? No. But I don't think he's gotten to that point of his career yet where he needs to do audio podcasts, which fucking do audio podcasting. That's awesome. So what were you saying?
Oh, how like anime Terry Crews is like that man's like, hey, you've got all that personality and you're just wasting it here on a public server.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh, okay, so she must be a big shot.
Yeah. And he said, he even said that him and his friends pulled all their memory together to build their own private server. Yeah. And, they obviously wanted to go over there and party with her. But then out of nowhere,
The Matrix starts to glitch.
Yeah, the Matrix starts to glitch. Literally on top of the sky, a big hole opens up and reveals like a perfect TV screen of like space. And you hear a voice played by Johnny Young Bosch referring to himself as Frontier Setter.
Frontier Setter, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I thought I was misremembering it. I was like, wait, wasn't his name Frontier Settler?
That's what I thought it was too, but I kept hearing Setter.
Yeah.
Even in the trailer, I heard that too.
It was Setter because I couldn't remember since again, it's been a while since I watched the movie.
Mm-hmm.
So when I rewatched, it's like, was it always Setter? I thought it was always Frontier Settler because that would make more sense. But okay.
Yeah, because given what he is, and he's saying hello people. I'm asking you to volunteer because pretty soon I'm going to launch a rocket that will go into the furthest reaches of space, and I do need some samples of humanity to go with me since this is what my main mission is. And like even from the start, it doesn't sound that bad.
Mm-hmm.
Like at least he's not kidnapping people or anything. But Angela, being basically this world's version of the police, brings up. I forgot about this part. Throughout the entire scene, she had a wine bottle. So she a wine glass, and so when she sees this happening, she throws it, and the wine inside the drink ends up forming into different
like a console,
yeah, consoles.
Dude, I forgot that happened. I was like, oh, that looked pretty badass.
Yeah. I'm like, oh man, see, this is one of those cases where people need to stop hopping on CG because if it's done right, it will be done right.
I keep forgetting Ryo Kugamiya voices her in the sub.
I know, it's freaking Taiga.
Yeah, I keep forgetting because I remember the whole time I heard her voice. I was like, wait, it's Ryo Kugamiya. Oh my god, I keep forgetting she's like the tsundere queen. I keep forgetting she appeared almost every fucking shit when I started this.
Yeah, if you know a YouTuber named Douchebag Chocolate, that was a problem.
Now, Danny, it's racist to call chocolates that. They're not dumbasses. Or douchebag. I mean, that's what I meant to say.
Yeah, they're douchebags. Yeah, no, but a YouTuber by the name of Douchebag Chocolate, he did a review of basically being like, God damn it, can this woman do something that isn't a tsundere? And then he literally listed everything she did, and I'm like, oh my god. Really, this girl loves doing tsunderes. But she ends up tapping away at this console, and I love while she's in the middle of trying to find the hacker, she also finds out that there are people with double accounts leeching off, and and the console's like, would you like to do something about that? Put that away in the file for later. We'll deal with them later. And then
dude, that's what that was. Because when I breathed out, I was like, huh, interesting. I thought those were diversions at first.
Yeah. That's what I thought. That maybe he did that. But they even said
they were unique user IDs, and I was like, oh, okay. So I must have misunderstood something.
Yeah. So literally she saw those and she's like, yeah, just put those away. Oh, look, we found another one. It's coming from here, so now I'm going to have a gigantic magical girl moment where I fly in subspace trying to catch where the signal's coming from. And right when she's about to catch... Naked. God, when she was naked... Okay, so watching it at AX, I actually didn't really notice it because of the projector and the fact that they didn't turn off the lights. So it was light, so I actually didn't... That entire scene looked really bright, so I didn't notice that they actually had nipples in there. But yeah...
Yes, they did. And I was like, oh, looking at it much more closely.
Yeah.
Because I was watching it from my tablet this time. Because when I first watched it, I watched it in my upstairs and in the flat screen.
Uh-huh.
So I never noticed that. I thought it was just one of those scenes or oh, it's magical girl transformation. Is it oh, they're nippleless or something?
Yeah.
No.
No, you saw flashing nipples in there.
Mm-hmm.
But, she's flying around trying to catch these and, creating different versions of herself and trying to catch them. It's a beautiful sequence. I really got to give it to the people at Toei who worked on this. It was a magnificent sequence being able to watch all of that. But right when she's about to catch it, the signal that Frontier Setter was giving out disappeared. So she goes to her higher-ups, which are represented by different culture deities, which I thought was interesting.
You got the Zeus-looking motherfucker from Greece. You got the...
a Chinese god, an Egyptian god.
Then the elephant-looking motherfucker from India.
Yeah. Oh, India. That's where you go. But yeah. Yeah, those three major beings, and they're
By the way, guys, if you don't understand it yet, that's pretty much whenever I talk about something that looks like something familiar, I'll always call it that motherfucker looking thing.
Right. The freaking Zeus looking motherfucker. but they end up saying that, well, with the information you have gathered, we were able to conclude that the signal is in fact coming from Earth. So you need to go to Earth. We're gonna give you a contact over there who is kind of a rascal. So you need to watch out when you're down there.
Oh my god, I would have laughed if they sent Angela in a bunny girl costume, because then I'll be like, they predicted something here.
Huh?
Bunny girl rascal.
Oh, I was saying that.
Because when you said rascal right now, I'd be like, oh, next thing you know, if they said Angela in a bunny girl suit, this would have been such a funny moment to make a joke for that.
But yeah, they end up, but her contact, Dingo, who in America, he's being voiced by the legendary Stephen Bloom.
And in Japan, he's voiced by Kaiki's voice actor.
Kaiki from what?
Monogatari.
No way!
Kaiki Desho. Didn't you realize this? Well, okay.
I've never heard it in Japanese.
In the sub, yeah, because he has a soothing voice in Japan and the Japanese sub.
Yeah.
And when I heard, it's like, that's Kaiki. I know that soothing voice, that soothing yet that haunting voice from anywhere.
Good thing I haven't, or else I'd be so like distracted by that. I'd just be like, "Don't trust him, Angela." This is his introduction. He's still an asshole.
When she meets him for the first time landing on Earth, and then he's bringing all those giant centipedes.
That was such a dick move. Yeah. So we end up finding out one little piece of information about Angela right off the bat is she is incredibly competitive. Mm-hmm. Because they're like, okay, we need to create you a clone body. It's going to take 34 hours to create the body with your current age. And they're like, no, that's way too short.
That's way too long.
Yeah, that's way too long. So she starts bringing it down to 28, and the console's like, you're going to have a 16-year-old body. That's not that's not properly suited for this mission. And she's all, if you go any lower, it will be 100% dangerous down there. And it's
Thank
like,
gosh, you didn't go lower too.
I know. Oh God, I know.
Imagine like if it was 8-year-old or something, you just get like this tiny girl.
Yeah, still with that suit though. And I know that freaking Urobuchi would do it because he's gone creepy like that before.
Dude, I would, if anything, if they made her any smaller, I would just be like, okay, this is just Taiga at this point.
Yeah, like let's not forget that Urobuchi is a part of the company that created Sonico. Nitro Plus.
That's true. That is
true. Still want to watch that show out of sheer curiosity. Freaking Jessica Nigri does her English voice.
I did not know that.
Yeah, me neither. I found out because of a Jessica Nigri documentary Rooster Teeth did, and I'm like, well, it makes sense why the documentary is only an hour long because that lady hasn't done a lot. No, that's not true. But anyway,
she's done an hour's worth of documentary stuff.
Yes, she has.
Which may not sound impressive, but hey, if you need to talk about 1 hour about one person, that's a lot of stuff to talk about.
One person, yeah. At least it wasn't like an hour to a group of people, and it's just like you completely skipped over this. No, they go into everything with that woman. Like, she was a hot nerd in school, but since this was like in the 90s, that was when you could be hot and a nerd, and you're super unattractive and people don't like you. So she went through that, where it's like, yeah, I had a boyfriend who liked me, but I could never hang out with him and his group of friends because people are like, she's in the anime club, she's already a loser. Wow, the 90s were a strange place. She didn't even say she was hot, but she didn't say she was ugly, so I'm guessing she was an attractive girl when she was younger, and people are like, ew.
Okay.
So, yeah. Anyway, what...
Go for it, Dan. I got this.
It is the phone. So anyway, what ends up happening is she ends up being sent down with a 16-year-old body. And because Nitro Plus is kind of a creepy group of people, I love that when her pod crashes down into Earth, it spits out and she's covered in goo. And they gotta linger on it for like a good minute of just her making these really suggestive groaning noises and panning up her body covered in slime. I'm like...
And then, well, at least if anything, what did make sense is when she did take her first breath, she was coughing because that is her first actual breath on Earth.
Yeah. Because,
Dude, that pod scene, it just looked like it just gave birth to a fully developed human right then and there.
Yeah. Well, technically it did. But she even mentions, like, later on in the movie, how birth at a diva works is when a human is born, it's literally they're born as a baby for 13 hours, then the mind is copied and scanned into Diva, and then they get rid of the body.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Because when I was watching it in the sub, they said they store it just to keep it as a data bank reference in case they need it.
Oh, maybe I just made it sound more morbid than it was, because they did also say they kept the code. So when they had to make a clone body, they Yeah. Okay, I'm pretty sure you're right. They do have like her DNA stored somewhere. For some reason, I just thought they threw the baby in a blender after they got the memory out of
Here,
it.
Daniel, you need these.
What?
I recommend 30 of these to get your mind straight.
No, I already took some Dayquil. I took this weird Dayquil where they're like, don't take anything else.
It's extra strength though.
Why are you trying to roofie me in the middle of a podcast?
No, I'm not trying to roofie you. I'm trying to get you excited.
Yeah, why do you have a bottle of Tylenol?
Huh?
Why is there a bottle of Tylenol here?
No, just in case.
Do you know I'm sick?
Danny, I think we've all known you've been sick for a while. It's just, the question is, do you know you're sick?
Well, I know that I'm physically sick. Mentally sick. You're wrong! Jump out your window. But yeah, so she ends up getting sent down into Earth with a 16-year-old body. And that does not stop the filmmakers at all from panning on her ass, focusing on her thighs, her crotchal region, because literally she's like in a swim. Basically, it's like a swimsuit with a bunch of green things on it.
Yeah, if you guys want to know for reference like how more of this looks like, think of the bathing suits from Xenoblade 2.
Oh yeah.
That's more or less how her suit looks like.
Oh, yeah, you're totally right. She is designed almost exactly like the girl. Oh fuck, what are they called? The Aegis.
Aegis.
Yeah, the Aegis. She is designed almost exactly like them. Yeah.
I think it was like her name was Pyra.
Yeah, Pyra, the legendary blade.
Legendary redhead.
And then I forgot what the tsundere one was called, but that's
I think it was like Mira.
Mira?
Her other form?
No, because that was like another blade like her, and that one was a tsundere.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, that's like another fan favorite. I haven't gone to it because that game is fucking hard. It's so fucking hard.
Can't stop stopping every now and then just to like get a little bit of look at Pyrrha.
Yeah. Well, the game does that enough too. Like when you're not in a cutscene, they're always like panning. They use exposition on Pyrrha as an excuse to pan up her body. But yeah, you're right. She looks almost exactly like those characters from Xenoblade Chronicles 2. So she is immediately sent down and is wondering where the hell her contact is. Again, Dingo. And she just sees in the distance this guy driving in a little dune buggy being chased by these giant mutant caterpillars. And
caterpillars.
yeah, and all he's doing, it's funny because she's looking at him and I guess he sees her because you just see him waving at her with this horde of monsters behind him. So she gets into a mech and we get a really cool opening scene of her and this mech fighting these horde of giant like centipede creatures or caterpillar creatures and just, squishing them. And then you see Dingo like shoot one in the head and saying you need to shoot them in the head.
You need to kill them from the head in order to stop them.
Yeah, and
I get the feeling the reason why he told her that is not because like that's the best way to kill them, but rather just to salvage the most meat from them.
No, that's I think that's exactly what he was trying to get out of it, because it was like she was crushing the bodies completely. It's not like they were getting back up.
I know.
Yeah, she was crushing the bodies, throwing them. He says, no, shoot them in the head. So she shoots them all in the head, and he's just like, okay, and he's like, oh, so you're my contact? Okay, so great. And it's like, why were those things chasing you? Why do you have, what are these containers you have? And he's all like, yeah, and he's like, oh, these containers? Well, if you drive by those dust worms rattling these things, it really pisses them off and it causes them to chase you. It's like, why would you let them do that? Oh, one moment. All right, people, we got some fresh meat for you. Get them all like fresh.
Not gonna lie though, I think they're called sandworms or something. Oh, I forgot what they were called.
Yeah, they were
Something with the sand in it.
Yeah, they were probably like sandworms or something.
Yeah. And looking at them at all, it's like I thought they'd be like venomous or some shit to eat, but no. Once you get past like the green gooey head or some stuff like that, the meat actually looks pretty that meat actually looks delicious.
Yeah, that's probably where all the poison was from. Mm-hmm. You know, it's like destroy the head, and then by the time the body's there, it's like, yeah, you know, they chop them up. And they did look good because once they cooked, they just looked like lamb chops on a stick. And it was like...
Well, especially when you have them skewered.
Yeah, exactly. And it's funny because you just see people coming in, and almost then at that moment, you kind of get what kind of character this is. He used basically higher up government technology and a higher up government official to basically help him kill a bunch of cattle.
Yep, and then got him a good payday as well.
Yep, and then so she ends up giving him the lowdown about how it's a hacker that seems to be hacking into Diva, like any sort of Diva signal.
And then that pretty much like the reason why the higher officials are furious because like he's able to like get through their security systems, which I thought was impregnable.
Yeah, and also not leave a trace. Mm-hmm. So he's 100% foolproof. It's like I break in and then I leave and there's not even a trace. You don't even follow like an IP address or anything like that.
Dude, I'm gonna start freaking out. You just start to disappear right now and I'm like, wait, wasn't Danny here a minute ago? And what happened to my TV?
What do you think's gonna happen?
Like I just see you phase out of reality and then my TV's gone and I'm like, damn, Danny's become a phantom thief.
What makes you think that? Oh God. No, please don't say that. I don't want to know what kind of corruption goes on in your head. It's like literally nothing but like minus out the rape, it's nothing but like anime girls playing sports in your head.
Wait, what? That doesn't make any sense.
The first guy in Persona is like a gym teacher who sexualizes and has raped a couple of his students.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah. So like you see everyone in there, and all the guys are forced to play sports, while the women are like in the middle of his beck and call, and the dude's just walking around with a crown and like a king's robe. And in America, he has a pink Speedo, and then in Japan, it's just out there. I thought you saw that in Persona. You didn't try to watch the anime at least?
No, I haven't even played the game yet.
Oh, okay.
my friend Josh wants me to play it as well, and I'm like, yeah, I guess. But then there's Valkyria Chronicles, which I finished, and I'm almost done hunting all the trophies. So
that is true. Yeah. But, just that creepy stuff. But anyway, back to the movie. Dingo almost immediately comes up with the perfect idea. Hey, so this robot is connected to Diva, right? Yup. And we need to find him without him knowing we're coming, right? Yup. Okay, I'm gonna destroy the antenna in the back, be right back. And he just shoots it down, and she's like, "You destroyed it. Now it's nothing. Now it's as good as like junk." And he's like, "Oh, cool. You know what we can do with it now? Sell it for spare parts." Yeah.
I like how resourceful this guy is and everything. He takes every opportunity and knows what to do with it.
Yeah, because they never tell you. Well, actually, the first time I didn't know why it happened, but they give you a little. Not really a hint, but they flat out say it was some weird nanotechnology mishap. Because he references like...
the nano hazard.
Yeah, it was like a nano hazard that like basically destroyed Earth. And they're living not really in a Mad Max world, but definitely like a desert-covered post-apocalyptic wasteland. And there's enough like subtle people out there, and occasionally you'll have the shady punks running around. But it's a pretty decent world that Dingo just has everything under control. You know, he's resourceful. He definitely does look at this high-end government technology as a means of
survival and everything.
Yeah, surviving.
And then kind of like when you brought up the nano hazard as well, it's like that's also a lot of the things about the movies. Like they don't spend too much telling you like exactly what happened to the Earth, and kind of leaves the audience to like more or less explore like, okay, based on like what information we have here, like what can we kind of like guess happened to this world? Because you mentioned the nano hazard, and then when we go later on with like Frontier Center and everything, you mentioned how like a lot of these projects had to be built in secret because these a lot of the countries were competitive with each other.
Yeah.
So was it disease that wiped off most of humanity? Was it war? Was it like a combination of both war and disease that caused all this mishap?
Yeah. Or was it Frontier Setter and he just doesn't remember it? Okay.
Dude, yeah, because like looking at the world now, and especially like when Angela, like whenever you get like whenever you get those beautiful images of the Earth, whenever they have space battles, when they're doing like their entry scenes,
Yeah.
you always see that it's like mostly just desert now. Like there's not that much forest left.
Yeah, there was that one scene where she got like she flung herself outside of the atmosphere, and you see that patch that is starting to grow further out, but it's still covered in desert. So you know the Earth is still to a degree habitable, but it's still getting there because the world really was fucked. What they believed was fucked beyond repair, which is why Diva is like so exclusive. Like it.
God, it's kind of like Wall-E.
Yeah. But the thing with Wall-E is they took everyone and left. With Diva, there's still people trying to.
Well, you don't know about that. They could have left the rest of the population there.
But that's exactly it.
No, I mean Wall-E.
Oh, in Wall-E, yeah.
You
There's
don't
just
know
that
that.
scene in Wall-E where there's like a cube full of human body parts and stuff. But no, like in this one, everyone is. Diva is like you sign out a form, and if we think you're good enough for Diva, we'll let you on Diva.
Yeah, I think even Frontier Setter mentioned that the reason why he never like did any like actual physical attacks or try to cripple Divas because 98% of Earth's population is already there.
Yeah, and he was made specifically. Again, we'll go more into detail in him in a bit, but he was made specifically for the betterment of humans, so it wasn't like he was malice or anything. Malicious, anything. So
He wasn't the Red Queen from Resident Evil.
oh man, fuck that character. The character they don't even know what to do with her.
Yeah.
I'm good in one movie, but then I'm bad, and then I'm evil in one movie, and then I'm good.
Good again.
Yeah, it's like what the fuck are you doing with this movie?
Well, I guess I can see how that could happen. Different systems, maybe different AI settings.
Yeah, well, it was still like the same movie because if you remember, okay, we'll get back on.
Right.
Yeah, we'll get back immediately. If you remember Resident Evil 3, Extinction or Apocalypse.
Extinction, I think, is the one where she goes into the desert base, right?
Yeah. Where she meets the White Queen, and she flat out, and the White Queen is like the benevolent one, like that's the good one, played by one of my favorite actresses, Jodelle Foster. But she's like, oh yeah, I met your sister. She's kind of a bitch. So it's like, yeah, she was good, but then at the end of the first movie, she tries to get her to kill Michelle Rodriguez. And then by Resident Evil Revelation, I think, that one was flat out like, I'm exterminating everyone, motherfuckers. And then by the last movie, it was like she ends up helping her. And it's like, Jesus, what are you doing? But yeah, back to this movie.
There's a point to this tangency.
Yeah.
Bear with us.
Yeah, Resident Evil 2 came out today. That might also have something to do with it.
Oh yeah.
I'm not playing it for 2 reasons. Number one, too gory detail for me. And number two, Kingdom Hearts is 3 days away. Do I really want to waste money knowing that I'm only gonna play that game for 3 days? But yeah, so they end up they end up basically going to the CD market, and one of the first things we notice about Angela is she really did take the fact she is not used to a human body at all.
Because she keeps pushing herself too far, and she's like, it's even when Dingle tells her you should probably sleep or get some rest. She's like, no, I don't need sleep or anything. I need to get everything done as soon as possible.
Yeah.
Because one of the things about her is that, especially that you notice throughout the beginning of the movie, she's really reliant on the Diva system to do everything for her.
Yeah.
And when they get out of connection and everything, she's not able to use the satellite imagery. She doesn't have any she's not able to see how her body's reacting. Because again, she doesn't want to rely on those senses. She'd rather have the computer tell her exactly oh no, you need to take medicine or something. Even her survival kit needs to be connected to the internet just to be of use. Yeah,
and she's pushing herself super hard. She's not sleeping because again she doesn't really need sleep. And
no. As far as she knows.
Yeah, well, Diva. Maybe Diva, you don't have to sleep if you don't want to.
No, but the biological body, not the mind.
No, but that's the thing. She's not used to the biological body, so she thinks that she doesn't need to sleep.
Oh, that's
yeah. So it's like with the biological body, you do see by the time the following leads that might lead them to Frontier Setter, She gets that little pink around her cheeks, showing that her body is like feverish.
And then you got the little the sleep lines. I always love when they do that to anime characters. Like, how do we show them that? How do we show someone that an anime character is tired? We'll give them eye bags.
Yeah, random eye bag. And like she's already looking worn out. And after she almost got killed in a fight with 3 thugs, which should have been child's play for her, she found out. Oh yeah,
her body's getting heavier.
Yeah, and he was like, "You didn't notice that something was wrong with your body?" And he's like, "I just always thought that's how humans felt all the time." Like she couldn't even tell when her body was like being weighted down by a bug. But one of the things we also know about Angela is how resourceful she is or how determined she is, because they even say she has like a little backpack and it's like, does this not have a first aid kit? And she's like, yeah, there's a thing in there that will make me a cure for any sickness I have.
She just has to upload to the Diva main server.
Yeah, and Dingo, who was the one saying, well, we got to stay off the server, was already trying to link himself back in, and she's like, no, how do regular humans get better? And he's like, oh, well, with a cold we just take medicine, rest, and eat healthy.
Because I remember in the dub, the way he's in the sub, the way they said it is it was like what do humans normally do when they're cold? It's like, well, if it's just a mild cold, normally just sleep and rest.
Yeah.
If it gets more severe, like a feverish or anything, anything like that, you usually try to get meals. If it gets to the point where it becomes deadly, you're lucky enough if you find a doctor or get medicine for it.
Yeah, that's exactly. Yeah, in the dub, it was with a cold like this, you just rest a lot and eat healthy. If it's anything else, then you have to take a gamble and look for a doctor and hope you can find something. Mm-hmm. Yeah, look. So she's like, fine, then I'll do it like that. And she does, he's feeding her something. We don't know what it was.
I thought it was like porridge or something, because it did look like that kind of thing.
Yeah, it looked like porridge, but at the same time, it looked like some of the sandworm stuff was in there.
I don't know, but hey, that sandworm looked good enough to me.
Yeah.
And she ate it.
Yeah, she ate it, which, again, because it's Nitro Plus, they always have to make adorable as shit characters. And yeah, 16-year-old Angela is adorable. Like the little facial expressions they give her. That part when she was about to when he was gonna try to feed her, she just gets up and eats it herself and makes that little swallowing feels weird. But yeah, she's doing a pretty good job, and 2 scenes later she's as good as new. Mm-hmm. But they end up talking to this guy who said for years and years, his family has been doing deals with a unknown seller.
Ooh, before that, remember that one guy that they were talking to, when they were trying to look for him, the one they gave the ruby to?
Uh-huh.
Did he ever speak in a different language in the dub version?
No, in the dub it was just Patrick Seitz, the voice of Gamagori,
Really?
Yeah.
Because in the sub, he was speaking in an entirely different language, and that's when the sub stopped. And I was like, what's going on? I have no idea what either of them are saying. I thought it was just heavily accented Japanese, but no. I was is this English or something? No, it's not. It's that's a totally different language.
Wait, was that the guy inside? Was that the guy who was selling Frontier Soil, or?
No, the other one. Oh, the one that he paid the little ruby for to look for Lazaro.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that guy. That was before Angela got. That was right when Angela got into that fight, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that guy was just. They say that he was Russian, and in the dub, it was just the guy with the Russian accent.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then, if he's Russian, then that would make sense. I think they might have been speaking Russian in the sub then.
Yeah.
Because I just heard it. I heard it. I was like, what language is that, and why is this not subbed? Yeah. I have no idea. And you know what the funny part was? It played so perfectly. I'm like, hello, what are you saying? And then Angela's like, please translate. I don't know what you guys are saying.
Yeah. Actually, no. Yeah, okay, now I know exactly. Yes, you're right, they were speaking a different language too. Both of them, and they weren't subtitling it either, because I do remember Angela saying, so, aren't you going to translate it? And then she gets all grumpy and she's like, he doesn't translate shit. Stuff like that. And yeah, you're right. I actually completely forgot about that. You're right. But
now I really wonder what that conversation was.
yeah, I'm pretty sure it was like, I give you this movie and you let me talk to Laszlo.
But they're just talking dirty to each other.
Oh, God. I don't
twist.
know. He seemed really interested in Angela, despite the fact she was like 3 times younger than him. Or I don't know, maybe he was like in his 30s.
I mean, I wouldn't doubt it.
I mean,
remember, Japanese anime has like this bad thing of making 30-year-old men feel like already old, like the elderly.
yeah. But let's not forget, still a 30 or 20-something-year-old woman in that body.
Yes, 30-year-old mind and a 16-year-old body. Yeah, Danny, good luck trying to explain that to the police.
Oh, well, bring up her medical records or something. Well, explain it was all diva technology.
Diva technology.
Jenny Olivars. I gotta cut that out. Nah, it's okay. I've actually said my last name before. Danny, always finding excuses for pedophilia. No, I don't. Someone copyright that. That's gonna be his official. Oh, what's that thing Noble does? Like every time he says something creepy, it's just like Noble 2018.
Oh yeah, the quotes.
Yeah, the
don't quote me on
quotes.
those things.
Yeah. He's yeah, skipping on that. Even though I will say there did seem to be a weird little attraction there, but watching it again, I realized it was more like a workman respect rather than I want to bone that old dude and I want to have sex with that 16-year-old girl.
I never got that feeling at all.
No, and when I first saw it, I picked that up. I thought that's what it was. And then by the time I saw it again yesterday, I realized, oh no, this is just workplace respect. I completely misinterpreted the feelings the first time. But yeah, so they end up meeting this guy who's been selling stuff to this mysterious buyer who only...
The ammonium nitrate.
Yeah. Wait, what was that used for? Was that used for the gas?
Ammonium nitrate's a fertilizer. Chemistry 101. See, I'm not just good for psychology only.
I failed Chemistry 101.
I actually excelled in that class.
Oh wait, no, it was biology. I didn't take chemistry.
Biology's a bitch.
Yeah, fuck biology.
But yeah, chemistry 101. The thing with ammonium nitrate, if you let it oxidize, which by the means it binds with oxygen.
Yeah.
I like being all technical when it comes to something I understand.
I like being the smartest man in the room.
But yeah, the thing with ammonium nitrate is when it oxidizes, it turns into a nitrous oxide. And nitrous, especially the nitrogen compounds, if you let it oxidize for long enough, you can actually turn it into a sort of fuel. And the best part about the fuel, when it's in that nitrous state, when it gets oxidized, is, and pretty much they mentioned in the movie as well, it's like it's a more stable form of fuel compared to like if you had like say liquid oxygen. So there's less chance of it like say like there being an accident or like there being like an explosion or a fire because it's less volatile. There's like the nitrous is already like binded to the oxygen, so there's like nothing else for it to like to react with outside of its environment. Yeah,
and given that it was being used for rocket fuel, it definitely made a lot of sense. So but did he also need those tires for something? Because remember when they like threw it on top of a pile of stuff, it was like nothing but tires.
No, remember he said like in order to build a rocket, he needed not only fuel, but he also needed to like get like he needed to get like high grade metals, industrial grade like I forgot what it was, industrial grade electronics, and synthetic rubbers. Because a lot of those things when it comes to it, especially when it comes to the rubbers, this is actually one of those things that one of my random trivia moments that I've learned when in high school that I never knew I was going to use until this day. But I watched a documentary on the Challenger mission, and one of the things that they actually use in them, especially in the rocket boosters, to like make sure that like it's got like a compact seal and everything, is that they have these like little synthetic O-rings on them.
Oh.
And it acts as a seal to keep the fuel inside there and like not have contact with the outside air or anything.
Yeah.
So those synthetic rubbers, they're supposed to, they're kind of used, if anything, just to keep the fuel secure and make sure there's like no leaks or anything.
Oh, well, good thing that fun fact actually paid off.
I got lots of facts for this movie, but later on than that.
Yeah, so, they don't know who the buyer is. They just know that the guy will show up, and these little like worker drones show up, and what was they paying him in again?
They paid him in pretty much computer parts and other types of things that he can sell in the market.
Oh yeah, yeah. So, they go and they try their best to they try their best to like try to catch him in the act. So they just go on to like follow the robots.
And it's funny how Dingo makes Angela kind of do the work to like get her up. But hey, he has good reason. He's got acrophobia.
Yeah, he's afraid of heights?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he's afraid of heights, and the girl is literally military trained, so she can
still
handle
gets
it.
winded though, and I feel like it's because of the lolly body.
Yeah. Yeah, you might have wanted to wait. You might have wanted to wait for that other
For those 14 years of growth.
yeah. I think it was 34 hours. So what is that? Minus. Is that 6? No.
Cause like what she said, it was supposed to take 34 hours, and then how much did it take to grow the lolly body?
28?
Holy shit, she's like in her mid-20s.
Yeah. Huh. But okay, so she's younger than I thought. I was expecting like a 30.
This opens up so many avenues for me.
Oh God! See, now you're being creepy. But yeah, so.
But Danny, she's mid-20s and she's older than me.
Oh God, no!
My fetish.
Stop being creepy.
Continue before it gets out of hand.
Yeah. So what ends up happening from that point is they end up getting into a chase with one of the robots, and they end up not really cornering one. I'm pretty sure he wanted to be caught.
Oh, with the one that's like standing outside there, like when they're like looking from it afar, it's like, do you think it's a guard or something? It's like, I don't know. It's like it looks too lonely to be any guard or anything. I think it's just there to greet people.
Yeah. And so they go and they're like, well, maybe let's try to say hi to him. And when they say hi, it literally is just this little friendly voice comes out and says, I am Frontier Setter and I am honored to meet you. And like the little drone has like hands that it sticks out and tries to shake them.
Yeah.
And this is being voiced by Johnny Young Bosch, which a lot of people will know as the second Black Ranger from the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Oh, this went completely different in my head. I thought you were going to say the second blackest man in the world.
The second blackest man in the world.
I was like, what am I about to say?
No, he's not black.
I was about to say, what does that mean, Danny?
No,
like
he's not black. He's also Vash in Trigun. That was like his first major anime role.
Dude, that was one of the more random anime I watched before Attack on Titan, and I didn't even know it was anime.
Yeah.
I was just like I saw this, I was like, ooh, cowboys.
Yeah, I still need to watch that. But yeah, so they end up meeting him and realizing, he's harmless. Like, he's a little robot. They end up asking if they could talk to the actual human and not a robot, and he says, this is all I am. Mm-hmm. I'm AI. I was made specifically for the purpose of helping man achieve greater heights and go into space and explore space.
Yeah.
And I'm still thousands of years later, possibly hundreds of years later, I'm about to achieve my mission. And I am just going into Diva and asking if anyone would like to join me. And that's all I've been doing. There's been nothing else to that. I just want to find people that I can go and introduce to other worlds with. And they realize that, he's harmless. He just wants to finish this rocket and leave. He maybe wants to find a couple of people at Diva to go with him. And they realize that he's not just any robot, but he has evolved way past anything that can be considered a computer. Mm-hmm. He loves listening to old music. He has memories of while he was being built. He's creating music.
Yep. Oh yeah, when he edits the one song that Dingo listens to.
Yeah.
And then I just realized the voice actor for Frontier Center, and I thought it sounded familiar. He's Araragi.
Araragi.
Koyori Araragi. That's the Japanese VA.
So was this nothing but like Monogatari people in here?
Monogatari man creeping up slowly.
Okay.
Plot twist. Expelled from Paradise is actually secretly just a promotional movie for Monogatari series.
Yeah,
Because you got Kaiki, you got Koyumi Araragi.
The girl's not in Monogatari, is she?
No, but Ria Koyumi could have easily been just a tsundere character in there.
Yeah, I was even thinking, is she that white-haired girl not white-haired, that gray-haired
Twin-tail
girl?
one.
Huh? Yeah, the twin-tail one, who basically, her mother died and she didn't realize it. Her mother was dead for years and she didn't realize it.
I don't know, actually. I didn't look at that. But
No, that was an arc where she was giving food to her mom, but the mom wasn't eating. And then she found out, so the mom died, her body deteriorated to nothing. These men came and cleaned out her room and she thought the mom just never left her room. But really her mom just got thrown out in garbage without her knowing.
That's right.
God, that story was fucked up. But yeah, so she ends up like, okay, well I gotta go back in Diva and let them know. And please, 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 stop breaking into Diva because it is pissing them off.
It's pissing and scaring them off.
Yeah. So anyway, Lewis, I have been going on for a bit. How about you take it from here now?
Back with the Monogatari version of the movie I saw.
Oh God, no.
You saw the Cowboy Bebop version.
I know.
I saw the Monogatari
Oh my
version.
God, you're right. In America, it's the Cowboy Bebop version. In Japanese, it's the Monogatari version.
So hey, there you go. There you go, guys. If you've ever struggled to choose which version to watch, well, this is just gonna make it worse. Are you a Monogatari fan or are you a Cowboy Bebop fan?
Yeah, and Jason Blum really is playing it up as freaking Steve Blum. Jason Blum is the guy who made like all of those low budget horror movies for Universal, like The Purge and all that. But yeah, Steve Blum is really playing it up. He is basically being Spike in this movie.
Dude, that man has voice like butter. Every time I feel like that, I feel like the girls from Shokugeki no Soma whenever they have the food gasms. That's what his voice does to me, man. It's just that man.
It just rips all your clothes off and you hear like sound waves going in your ear.
Yeah, the sound waves just permeate through my body. I feel like all he has to do is talk to me, and he already knows my dimensions.
Yeah, it'll be like that vibrate in Mental Choices.
Yeah, when the girls are like,
yeah,
that's pretty much my reaction to Steve Blum's voice.
Anyway, let's keep going.
But yeah, continuing afterwards, they finally meet Frontier Setter, and they're like, well, like again, like Danny says, like since he's like one of these AIs that then like especially self-evolving to the point where he develops his own ego and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's his own ego, pretty much.
Yeah, likes this weird baseball cap that he wears.
Oh, that was actually a cap from the band that plays the song.
Oh, okay. So this is an actual band. This wasn't like a band they made up for the movie?
I think it was, but like no, the cap was like memorabilia from that band that they made up in the movie, I think.
Oh, okay.
Because what was the name of that band that they had in the movie?
I forgot, actually.
I forgot too, even though I watched it again this morning.
I just remember there being a lot of shit talking about it.
I like the song though.
Yeah. So what else happened from here?
But yeah, since like, at this point, like he's pretty much, and this is the funny thing, he's pretty much close to being human, if anything, because like, he's got his likes and dislikes and everything. Mm-hmm. He's like set up on his motivations and stuff like that as well. And like he mentioned, whenever he talked to Dingo, he says like he was experiencing like these new things, like especially when Dingo asked him like, what do you feel when you get when you get to feel the emotion love? And he says like, oh, like I feel like my emotions I feel like my circuits start to begin to like hype up and my capacity started to overload. Yeah. And then he's like, that's what I've chosen to define as love. And he says like, yeah, even now I'm already like experiencing like my processing power like starting to pile up. And I've surmised at this point that this is like what me showing interest in you, Dingo. Yeah. Dude, those two hit it off so well.
They do, and that was an interesting thing I picked up is how Angela noticed it, Angela even seemed to notice it, that at that moment, Frontier Setter was more of a human than Angela herself was.
Right? Because, you got that feeling too.
Yeah, because like, he even, Dingo even mentioned, like, man, it feels good to just have a person to sit down and geek about old music. And you see, like, Angela give this face, like, Why? Just because I wouldn't like give you
It
that?
was like, what am I, chopped liver?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And at that moment, it really is like, oh, shit, this robot is so much of a human that it's more human than the actual woman in there.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, anyway, go on. I didn't want to take
No, you're good, man, and I'm glad you probably brought that up as well, because I was gonna like, again, you brought up a good point, and I was like, I almost forgot about that.
Yeah.
Like, you see, again, Angela, in the background and everything, like, you notice her, like, you know, she's like really paying attention to their conversation, and then, you know, I really like that he actually kept the hat that his like previous researchers had.
Yeah.
And he actually wears it in that body of it, like the that mechatronic body of his.
Yeah.
Oh, that was so good. And then, because this is the scene where they were trying to build, like, I think, they were building a machine to be able to link up Angela back to Diva, because Angela at this point had to report again, like, well, that her mission was complete.
Yeah.
And that pretty much that Frontier Center posed no threat to Diva, since he wanted, like, his only sole objective right now is to leave the solar system.
Yeah, and the interesting thing, again, it's like, what she was supposed to do is go back into a robot and upload herself back into Diva, and they said, well, do you have a distress signal? And it's like, well, if I go back like that, I'm going to be a disgrace.
Mm-hmm.
So Frontier said, it's like, I can get you back in, and I will get you in all the right channels so it doesn't come off as a hacker throwing you in there.
Yeah, if anything, he just took her to, like, through an indirect route. And if anything, she could just use like her administrative code just to like verify that yeah, this is not a virus.
Yeah. So they end up like, oh, like, okay, the mission's over. You know, if you want to go into Diva, I can put a word into you. And Dingo realizes that.
Oh, that was after the fight. Oh yeah, that was like yeah.
No, yeah, that was before.
Before the fight.
They thought this was going to be like the goodbye.
Yeah, you're right. Never mind, I'm jumping the gun a little too much here.
Yeah. So, well, I mean, how many times have we done that where we've skipped like 3 episodes at a time and be like, oh wait, this happened and this is why this happened.
Yep.
Yeah. A common occurrence in animating. But so he ends up saying no because, you know, this may be a shitty life, but it's my life, and you know, I like experiencing things that I feel like I won't get the same pleasure in Diva. So he goes back, having, you know, been like, okay, that little robot thing was cool, and then that guy, as much as a rascal he may be, is, you know, an okay guy. So she goes back, lets her superiors know, and they're like, oh, that's wonderful that you found the hacker. So did you destroy it? No? Then you didn't do your mission. What happens if it decides that Diva is a threat? What happens if its knowledge makes it stronger? It's like it's trying to leave the planet. And what if it comes back with that new knowledge bearing something that could threat Diva?
Yeah, that's like, and I like the thing that the thing that they pose the question is like, because the way they kind of like label Frontier City is like, it's like they label it as like it's a machine that's gone rogue.
Yeah.
Because, you know, they have no control over him or anything at this point.
Yeah.
And then if anything as well, like they pose the question like, what guarantee do you have that he's not gonna come back later on for us once he does leave the solar system?
Exactly. Like, again, they were afraid that what if he comes back and realizes that Diva is not the proper way for humans to live, but we already know his thoughts on Diva, and that's, I'm not gonna wipe out 98% of the human population. Are you fucking crazy?
Mm-hmm.
And she even said, like, before she left, you're not gonna kidnap the people of Diva and make them into crew members. And he's like, no, I wouldn't do that. They need to volunteer.
Because that's the sole purpose of the project that he was supposed to help in when they were developing it.
Yeah. So it's like, yeah, I volunteer. That they need to volunteer and stuff. And he tried to get Dingo, but Dingo realized, again, it kind of plays into his heights. He doesn't want to be that high up, so it would like figure him out.
Yeah, dude, no, you know what? In the movie, I was like thinking like, this would have been such a nice opportunity for the two of them as well. But you know, oh my god, what movie? You know what? This kind of sounds like it's referencing like a movie or something, like, you know, where you're like just a man in a machine. Oh, Interstellar.
Yeah.
Interstellar, like just being like one of the only humans around and only having like a machine to talk to like while you're exploring space.
Yeah.
It kind of felt like an Interstellar moment.
Yeah, and a lot of older stuff had that one man in a machine sidekick kind of thing going on. I know I read a comic book called Black Hammer that had that exact character. It was like an old space cadet with like a robot.
And then didn't Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy also have it as well?
Yeah. Yeah, in the original show, I think the guy would often be followed by the robot.
Yeah.
So yeah, you know, they have that, but Dingo is like, yeah, that would not play well with my height thing, so I don't think I'd feel comfortable doing that, even though going into space would be kind of a badass idea. But yeah, so what ends up happening with Angela next is she ends up getting imprisoned for basically doing treason.
She got the bad hammer.
Yeah, she got the bad hammer. She got erased by the admins. she got her account suspended.
She got her account. Yeah, that's literally what happened. She got her account suspended and archived into like a limited memory space.
Yeah, like they have like black cubes growing out of her body and like basically engulfing her like the little balls in The Incredibles.
Oh yeah, like when Mr. Incredible got caught by
It was like the system security, so
Yeah.
they shoot him with like those red balls. Yeah, yeah, like she gets imprisoned by one of those things, and at that moment, that is when like when I first saw the movie, it for at least the first 5 minutes, I thought it was a little cube. But it wasn't until like it started moving around, I'm like, wait, that's a hat. That's a little pixelated hat. Yeah, because Frontier Center breaks into Diva again.
Oh yeah, the little hat with the F on it. I didn't notice it either until they went into the hacking route.
Yeah, and it would like move around, and you would see just like the little rectangle sticking out of the cube, and it's like, oh, that's supposed to be a hat. That is super freaking adorable. But it's like he came in basically saying, yeah, I'm here to help you, and Diva is sending every operative they have at Earth to go and intercept me because they believe I'm a threat. So they go, he breaks her out, she realizes, great, after this I have to live on Earth. And he's like, well, there is one thing I can give you, but he ends up like cutting her off.
Yeah.
And they go in, they basically...
Oh, where she turns into Minecraft version of Angela Belzak.
Yeah, you get a little Minecraft version where they go into the main system of like all the weapons and like a new...
Oh, they hacked the lower Earth orbit platform.
Yeah.
That was such a nice scene. When I got to see that scene, I was like, ooh, we get to see a mecha fight.
Right? Yeah, so it's like, here's a new version they haven't released yet. Here's a bunch of weapons. I think they ended up launching like over 34 weapons down there.
34 weapon pods, including the mecha pod.
Yeah, and they end up launching everything down there, and now it just turns into a giant fight where Angela is using the super advanced robot to basically keep over 50 other female operatives, which, I mean, is basically just it's basically waifu against a version of other waifus. Because they were all hot girls. Like, none of them are men, they were just all chicks.
Yep.
And,
Dude, when I saw... You know what the funny part was about this movie? I got a lot of Nier Automata vibes just from that. Especially the mechs, with like only women piloting the maps and everything. Like, God, it feels like the first mission of Nier Automata all over again.
Oh, totally. Like, I should send you this video where this guy, like, over 4 videos, he explains everything in Nier, and he goes into the stage plays that he made for Nier, and there's a stage play where it explains why there isn't male, like, androids. So I'll send you those videos so you can watch them.
You know what my hypothesis is? Why they're only female? Why the female ones are the attack ones, and why the males are the scouts?
Why?
Females have more room for armor and the blastoplated plating.
Oh God.
And cushioning.
Oh God. Well, it was because the men androids are a lot more emotionally unstable.
That explains my ness.
Yeah, which we saw with 9S, sorry.
02.
Yes.
Dotting in the Bronx.
Oh God, no. Anyway,
2B.
Yeah. So we see with 9S, where we see him by the end of that game just lose his freaking mind.
He pretty much got the same treatment as Kaneki, because in the Japanese version he is Kaneki.
Oh God, yeah. Or like the Shinji route too.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So what ends up happening here is, they end up, blowing up. How about you take this part, actually? Go ahead.
So, after having pretty much a fight in space, and then Angela pretty much shooting a nuke from Earth orbit across like I forgot how far it was, but she calculated that shit because she shot a railgun and you just saw that shit like orbit around the Earth and hit the nuke that was about to like hit to impact it.
Yeah. I actually forgot about the nuke.
Do you remember when they launched the nuke? And then they were like thinking like, oh hey, like they launched a vibration warhead, and I'm like, whoa, I got this, sniped it.
Yeah. Oh, okay, now I remember that.
Which,
Yeah.
again, props to the movie makers for keeping the physics there. Instead of it going straight, instead of that shot going straight, it curves because of the Earth's gravity, and I'm glad how it plays into it.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure that at least a good 50% of that scene was actually 2D. Because like it was so smooth. I'm pretty sure the little jets that were shooting at her were probably 2D because it was so smooth. But again,
2D or really well animated in 3D to the point where you couldn't tell.
Yeah.
And again, this movie for a 3D movie for using 3D CGI, it's mostly eye candy. It's kind of like, okay, to put it into perspective, if Land of the Lustrous was top tier, Expelled from Paradise pretty much comes into like that upper bracket of it, like nearby that type of level of animation.
Yeah. Well, the thing with Expelled from Paradise though is that that's like a movie that movies automatically get an extra push in quality.
But even still for like, because again this is 2015.
Yeah, and Land of the Lustrous is like a 13-12 episode anime that goddamn it could possibly bankrupt that company.
Dude, that show was beautiful.
That show was I still need to finish it. We might do it once I finish it. But yeah, that show was gorgeous from what I saw. But yeah, what were you saying about 2013?
Wait, what?
You were saying something about like the 2013 when we were talking about quality?
Oh yeah, because at the time again as well, it's like at the time, like whenever you see something that's like in 3D and everything, like you mentioned it, like whenever you see anything like being 3D animated, like you can tell it's like kind of looks like they're like puppets on strings, or like not a lot of the movement seems too natural enough for you and everything like that as well. But
yeah,
this movie had a lot of I'll admit for you as well, like if it's a movie like those, they have more like probably resources to spare with it and everything as well. But even still, it still goes above and beyond with the animation of it as well. And the fight, even with the fight scenes, not a single frame was wasted when it came to the fight scenes.
Yeah.
Both in space and then later on when they were fighting that ground battle. And for me, one of the things that always gets to me when it comes to fight scenes and everything is always the entrance before the fight scenes and everything.
Yeah.
For me, it's kind of like setting the stage, like before the main protagonist or the hero or the main warrior that shows up. You get this build-up, and for Angela's case, you see all of these like pods dropping off, and like you see them burning, and the people on the ground, they're looking up, and that's when you get to see there's other agents.
Yeah.
And they're like saying, it's like, wait, there's a landing party, and they're getting here before us? And then they get a warning from Dio, it's like, Angela Belzec has pretty much gone rogue, so like, there's that one robot's your enemy now.
Yeah. And it's like stop at all costs, but at the same time get to Frontier Center. And yeah, it turns into my favorite kind of like fight with any sort of cinema. Is not only are you seeing a group of people fight another group of people, it's when they also weaponize the environment. Like watch the 13 Assassins where they turn an entire village into a death trap, where they end up throwing a house at people, and in this one they end up like rigging explosive, throwing buildings on these girls, knocking bridges. There's one girl, just one girl piloting a robot. They throw an entire building on her,
and you just see her trying to shoot it down, but she gets crushed by it.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, lollies were hurt in this movie.
Yes, a lot of lollies were hurt.
Lollies were hurt and potentially killed.
Yeah.
Because I do remember at the end of that scene, there were like one or two that were made of survived.
Yeah. But they were the ones that didn't have as big buildings being thrown on them. And then there were those three that were chasing Dingo, and he ends up luring them to these windows that had like rocket
launchers, yeah.
Yeah. And he like launches all of them, and you just see them flying around trying to avoid them, and like two of them take one rocket and go down, and then you see the one that actually almost killed him get hit by two, and you see like that light explosion, like that one just got eviscerated.
Yeah.
But yeah, and of course you see Angela using these really cool experimental weapons on them, and I like how at one point one of the weapons was just a sword and shield.
The sword and shield, yeah.
And but one thing they did bring up is Angela and Dingo. They had to do it, but they were not a big fan of having to kill these girls.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they were still people.
Yeah, and then like especially with Dingo, because going back to what he said when Angela said she was gonna go back again to the servers, she says like, hey, it's like don't unless you see my vital signs go down, don't do anything to my body until then, like once my life signs go out, you can cremate it, you can bury it, you can do whatever. And he says like, this is the thing I hear working with agents from Divas, that I always have to keep doing this every time you say goodbye.
Yeah, basically just bury someone.
So Dingo's had to bury a bunch of lollies before Angela.
Yep, Dingo is the lolly killer.
Not the lolly killer, but more like the lolly Undertaker.
Yeah, there you go, Undertaker. Yeah, he and he even says like, yeah, this was always like the messy part of the job. But this is
I don't know, Danny. I feel like that title would fit you best as well.
The lolly Undertaker.
Yeah.
Yes, any lolly that isn't popular anymore is in my graveyard. And I end up like a crypt keeper type of character. There are many stories behind the other lollies.
Oh God!
Many stories. Come in. yeah. That should be. Toonami should just give me like a block where it's just like I pick moe shows that aren't popular anymore, and it's just like a crypt keeper thing where it's all like, yes, let's talk about Lucky Star, if you still remember that. No. You know what's a moe show not a lot of people remember? I just found out about it like a few days ago. Yu Yu Shiki.
Why does that sound so familiar?
I'll show you right now.
That sounds so familiar, Yu Yu Shiki. Where did I hear that? I know that title.
I only found out about it because because like that guy I was talking about, Klemps, he always uses it as like little clips in his videos, which I thought was weird.
Is that the one with the one chick with the big ass egg yolk with the blue hair?
There's one with.
Oh no! I know what you're talking about. I think.
What?
But show it to me, because I could be wrong.
Okay, I'm gonna get it. So anyway, oh wait, is this it?
Yu Yu Shiki.
Yeah, here we go.
Yep, the one with the computer club. Never mind. Yeah, computer club.
Yeah, so that one, yeah, that's a show I never heard of. It took me like 2 days to figure out what that show was. I actually had to open up my old anime amino account to actually find out what it was. But yeah, it's it's a Shinen, really? It looks so cute though.
A seinen?
Yeah. Yeah, maybe it's like adult humor, like Asobi Asobase. So they end up just like, killing all of these girls, and Frontier Seta has his time like bought out. But one thing I completely forgot, because I thought it was like they killed all the girls and that was it, but no, they even say like, no, over 40 more girls are showing up, and Angela and the guy did kill a few more, but Frontier Seta ends up escaping, and the robots just kind of give up after that because they realize, oh wait, we failed the mission, and but before that, Angela ends up getting asked
by Frontier Seta himself.
Yeah, by Frontier Seta himself, if you once said that you don't want to stay here, so how about you join me in space, and we can go and explore the galaxy together. But at that moment, when she was about to give an answer, she is outside of the Earth's orbit and realizes how beautiful the Earth is and just how much she actually wants to explore this Earth. So she sadly needs to turn him down, but has finally realized there is beauty in the real world and not just Diva. And Frontier Seta, I think, was actually about to cancel the mission because he's like, well, it looks like my purpose is for nothing, and it's like, that's not true. You've adapted past anything anyone ever thought was possible. You like music. You have feelings.
And then that's when Dingo tells him, like, if anything, you can serve as as a memory of humanity, like to whoever or whatever else you meet out there.
Yeah.
Like, it can pretty much be, you can tell like the story of humanity as well, since you've pretty much become human yourself.
Yeah. Which again, that was General Ibuchi hitting you with that smart
Existentialist feels.
Yeah. God damn it, that guy. You are a sadist, but a master at the same time. But yeah, so Frontier Center ends up going off, and everything seems to be okay. You know, the Diva agents seem to have backed off. A few of them are actually revealed to be okay. A few of them.
A few of them.
They killed over 30 in here.
Once again, warning, lollies were hurt and potentially killed in this show.
Yes. So, one thing that cracked me up, one thing that will never cease to crack me up in anime dubs is when they're like, okay, we dubbed the guy, but we don't want to make them sing. So, literally, it's like you have Steve Blum talking, taking out his guitar, and suddenly it's a Japanese man who sounds like 10 years younger than him singing. And that was the thing that was even funny because one of the post-credit scenes is Frontier Center singing.
Yeah.
And even him, I'm like, oh, that is not Johnny Young Bosch, man. Like, yeah, now it's funny knowing that it was Koyomi's voice actor because it's just like, wow, yeah, they sound nothing alike.
Yep. So if anything, you probably heard Kaiki and Koyomi singing during those times.
Yep, I did. That's why it was so. That's why it was funny. I'm like, oh, that is not Steve Bloom. but yeah. So the movie ends up ending with Angela realizing she will just stay on the surface. Dingo and her, I guess, will be like Dingo will basically keep her from getting killed out there. But one thing I did not know, for the entire 3 years I have seen this movie. This is my second time seeing it, despite the fact I own the Blu-ray.
You do?
Yeah.
Ooh.
It was $34 on Black Friday. That's not terrible.
I need to get that Blu-ray, man.
Oh, yeah. We'll see. I'll check to see how much it is on Right Stuff. It's probably going to be a lot. But next time Black Friday shows up.
Because this is one of these movies I would not mind owning.
Yeah.
The physical copy again.
Oh, yeah. That's exactly why I wanted it. I'm just like, yeah, I really like this movie. That I will pay still kind of the steep price.
Especially now that I got my third job. So I'll be able to afford things again.
Wait, you mean 3 jobs at once or your third job ever?
No, 3 jobs at once.
Oh god, you're gonna kill yourself. Well, at least you still don't have to worry about a roommate for this place.
Danny, you underestimate me. This body needs neither sleep nor rest. As long as I earn money, that's what will keep me awake.
I will sleep when I'm in my bed of money. Yeah.
Watch, I'll end up like Angela and just gonna be like passing out every now and then from fevers and colds.
And that happened to me a lot. I passed out one time at school because of all the work and schoolwork I had to do. But yeah, so you're doing 3 jobs and then you're going to college, you crazy madman.
But I'm not struggling financially wise.
That is true. Anyway, so yeah, I didn't know that there was actually a post-credit scene because we see that the 3 entities, the 3 heads of Diva are just like, well, it looks like the human world was seductive enough that it made one of our people turn against us. This just means that now we have to operate, that now Diva is going to have to operate with a much more stricter rules in order to protect ourselves.
Yep.
And then it just ends. And it's like, wait, the first thing I got was, okay, it's been 3 years since, it's already been like 4 years, it's coming on 5 years now.
5 years, yeah, because 2014. Original when you Japanese sub aired.
Yeah, so it's like 2014. Was this supposed to be like a movie franchise? Was this going to have like a series maybe? Or?
I don't know, honestly.
Because it is weird. If they ended the movie without that, it was almost kind of a good thing I never saw that post-credit scene because then I'm like, well, at least I know I never had to wait for a 2 because that movie didn't really need one. Mm-hmm. And then at the ending, it really was like, no, Diva might end up attacking the real world now or doing something crazy like that.
It kind of looks like a too open of an ending to kind of leave us satisfied with like, okay, that's a good enough ending where we don't expect any sequels, right?
Yeah. Yeah, at least now I'm not like even now with that knowledge, I'm not dying for another movie. It's just like, if you decide to make one, I'll make a series, I'll watch it, but
Yeah, but like
I'm happy.
I feel again, it's like it was a satisfying ending as well. It's like Frontier Setter's like exploring already space. Dingo and Angela are probably gonna get into like some type of like what if they end up turning it into like a type of they end up turning like the sequel into like a Mad Max type of thing where you just see like Angela and Dingo just fighting off a bunch of caravans.
Oh yes, it will just be nothing but like a chase movie. Yes, I want that actually. It still sucks we never got that Mad Max anime. Fun fact, there was going to be a Mad Max anime directed by George Miller himself, but it never went there. Sorry. My friend showed me a funny photo.
What is it?
It's a Kingdom Hearts photo.
Oh wow!
I'm gonna stop you. I'm going to defeat you with the power of friendship and this gun I found.
This gun. Well, I'll one up you so we'll continue talking.
Oh wait, no, hold up. You will not be able to one up me with this photo, and I'll post one of the photos up there. Where is it? Here we go. Me on January 29th. I don't want to play with you anymore.
I don't know. I might be able to one up you because this is Fire Emblem Awakening.
Oh no.
Okay, what's going on here? Why is everything...
Oh no.
My father.
Everything is Chrome in the future.
Hold on. This is where it gets good.
Impossible. He's lying.
No, I'm wrong.
He's right.
I didn't even get that.
Because everything's chrome in the
Instead of chrome.
chrome.
Future. Oh god, yes.
Especially when they spray mark. It's like mite kure, be gone.
My love. I'm calm now. My love. But yeah, so let's go on with some final thoughts.
Are you gonna play the ending song?
Let's see.
I forgot the name of it already, even though I really like that song.
I'm gonna put ending song. Hopefully I get ending song and not like the actual ending. Here we go. Wait, is this
Ionian, that's the band he was talking about.
Oh, okay. Is this the one that I want?
Yeah,
Okay.
I believe so. Elisa, yeah.
Okay.
It's that one.
Alright, cool. So go! Because it's also your choice.
That was my lunch. That was not my reaction.
This movie made me sick.
That was my lunch. Sorry.
Okay.
But again, for me, along with like a bunch of other shows in the 2015 area, this movie kind of holds a special place in like my heart.
Yeah.
Because this is kind of, if anything, one of the first 3D animes that I really liked the animation, the story, and just pretty much how it's executed and everything as well.
Yeah.
And, it pretty much it definitely introduced me to like the mindset of like what Gen Urobuchi more or less was going to be like as well. Because again, other than that as well, the only other series I know are like Death Note or stuff like that as well. And even then, I didn't even know that was Gen Urobuchi at the time.
What, Death Note?
Yeah, because when I watched it for the first time, that was when I was in an elementary school.
Oh, no. When I mentioned Death Note, it's not that it was Gen Urobuchi. I just meant if you want some emotional anime, we'll start you with Death Note, and then we'll give you something with Gen Urobuchi. But
Okay.
he didn't write that, no.
Okay, never mind then.
Good, because
like,
we'll
you
get a lot of people mad at us.
Because you confused me when you said that. I was like, wait,
Yeah.
why would you start Death Note? I was like, this is like as an introduction to Gen Urobuchi. It's like, I thought that wasn't him.
That was my bad. But no, I meant that if you want to get used to emotional pain, you have to start with that.
Mm-hmm.
Then I watched this. I realized this is pretty light Urobuchi. You know, it's not little girls dying or cities exploding in the first episode.
Right? Because like for this movie, if anything like that, as well, was like, it was very nicely paced. Like, sure, it could have been, it was a little bit dialogue came from every now and then as well.
Mm-hmm.
But still, if anything, this is kind of like a movie you want to introduce to somebody who's like, likes those type of dialogue interactions because a lot of the stories told through like what the characters like all, between character interactions,
Yeah.
the way they react to their environments and everything, kind of like them explaining to themselves like, oh, why is this happening, or like how to explain more or less like how they what kind of lives they live, especially in Dingo's case.
Yeah.
Because like with Angela, you got to see more of everything and what kind of life she led through her surroundings.
Mm-hmm.
Dingo's life, you kind of got a little bit of a glimpse for it every time he talked about what he had to do in order to survive down here and everything as well.
Yeah.
So for me, like just seeing the story, the way like they kind of built this world in the movie as well, it was a really nice movie. Not a really nice movie, it's a really good movie.
Yeah.
I loved it then, and I still loved it again now, watching it all again as well. Especially now, like again, rewatching it, I got to notice a little bit more things that I didn't notice back then.
Mm-hmm.
And definitely was something that it wasn't something that I struggled to like watch or anything. It was definitely not Neo Yokio. Definitely not Neo Yokio for me.
I saw that Christmas special. I don't know what's wrong with me. But anyway, that's something we'll never talk about. Unless we ever get... I still don't know what's up with him. I haven't heard anything about him. Unless we get Ben back, because I'm going to do it just to fuck with him.
Oh, wow. You're going to make him watch the Christmas special?
Well, yeah, because he reviewed the show with me. So it's like, it'll be punishment for where the fuck are you and why aren't you answering my text messages, Ben?
Oh my god, but yeah. And then pretty much, for me, this movie, even though it was like an hour and 42 minutes long,
Yeah.
that time went by really fast. Like, to be honest, it went by really fast.
Oh yeah, I watched this movie like at 10 o'clock at night, and it's just like, oh, it's over. It's 12 o'clock. What the hell?
No, yeah, and that's why I almost got late to work today because I watched it at 11 or so after I got out of the shower.
Yeah.
And then I noticed it's like when I got out, I was like it was like ordered like 1:10 or so. I was like, oh shit, I have to be to work at 1:45.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh damn, this movie was great though.
So anything else?
And then again as well for me, getting to know more about the world, it was like one of those things where like for me it was a nice balance between dialogue and action as well. Like it wasn't like too action intensive where like the movie was only banking on like good fight scenes just to make it seem nice as well.
Yeah.
And it didn't seem too dialogue heavy to the point where like I just felt like I got lost at some point in the conversation. I was like thinking, okay, this is getting way too long, or like I feel like this conversation is too drawn out.
Yeah.
It felt like a really nice balance for me, if anything. And for again, like you mentioned, like with Gen Urobuchi and everything, being like director for this and everything, this is pretty tame for his type of work. Still existentialist.
Yeah,
but,
super existential.
but pretty tame.
Yeah, there wasn't anything really fucked up going on in there. If we ever do a show on Madoka, and due to the fact that I know we have a few more people listening to us, but it's like if we ever decide to do Madoka again with someone who actually enjoyed the show, like a co-host who enjoyed the show, because I know my other co-host wasn't that big on it. But if we ever do that, you guys will learn just how fucked up you can get. What else was a really fucked up? I think we did all of Gen's shows before. We did all of his stuff before you guys took over. I think.
What else? What else was there?
I know there was Psychopaths we did.
Yep, I love that show.
We did you and Ben did Thunderbolt Fantasy, which that one's more of his upper adventure show. Mm-hmm. Like it's more of an adventure show that will occasionally get dark, but it's not like, wow, this is really fucked up. Oh, we still need to do Aldnoah Zero.
Oh no! Ooh.
Yeah, that's something that's on my list of, I want to talk about this.
Aldnoah Zero is pretty good, and again, speaking about the 3D mecha fights, that show...
Yeah, that show knew how to do it.
And especially, and then how when the season when Aldnoah Zero came out, people were able to find out, yep, I think I found the worst villain of the anime season.
Oh yeah.
When everybody got slain!
So, the guy who was like a sympathetic character, and you're like, you're a dick.
Yeah, when like everybody was thinking like, well, this is an underdog, or like I kind of root for this guy, and then by the end of the first season, you're like, what the fuck was that?
He's a monster.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
I don't know why, but I feel like Selena is the perfect example of like you either die a hero or you live long enough to become the villain.
oh yeah, totally. Yeah, we'll do that soon. I'm gonna explain what we're gonna do next and why I chose it. But
Oh yeah, your turn.
yeah, so next with me is this movie was, first of all, it was gorgeous to look at. Nice eye candy too, Dingo. No.
I kind of wish I watched the dub so I can get that voice candy from Dingo.
Oh yeah. I should have told you if you had already seen it subbed, you should do it dubbed. Me, I probably would have done it. I probably would have done it subbed if it wasn't for the fact that I was really sick last night. So having to read that text wasn't gonna happen because my vision was like, you're ready to go to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Got
it.
Yeah, Lewis had a One Punch Man moment. He was flying all over his apartment trying to kill a fly.
Got it, and it was a moth.
Yeah. Oh, a moth.
Those shits eat my clothes.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, so I loved this movie. This, of course, was like maybe the third anime-related thing I have seen. No, this was 2015. I was already deep into anime. But again, this was like my first exposure to 3D anime. This was my first exposure to Gen or Buchi. I actually had no idea who that guy was because this was only a few days before I saw Alden Zero. And that was my first exposure to that guy. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, wow, well, whoever this guy is a masterful writer. He knows how to write characters, likable characters. Angela May, at first, to a lot of people, will come off as a little hard to swallow because she's a little too much of a bitch.
Why would you use that?
She has nice, warm lady juices. Like,
why would you say that to describe her?
Her personality is really hard to take in.
There you go. Don't say swallow.
I wanted to I intentionally went for the creepy thing to see
and you
if
succeeded.
So anyway, anyway, she must taste amazing. I mean, what? But no, the character was really kind of hard for me to like when I first saw this movie. I'm like, wow, what a raging bitch. And by the end of the movie,
just like every other tsundere in anime.
Oh, totally. Except with Taiga, for some reason, I had this immediate love for Taiga. I have no idea why, but like by the end of it, I'm like, you are my number 2 waifu. And I know she's a lolly, but still, fuck it, Taiga's adorable as shit. But no one has yet to step over Sagumi though. But yeah, so I thought the movie was, again, I'm repeating myself. This movie was great. Again, is a magnificent writer. Let's move on to the dub. The dub is great. I'm so getting fed up with like this distaste that the community has for dubs. Even when the good dub is like...
And 3D anime.
Yeah, and 3D anime. But it's like, even when there's a good dub, people are like, well, that's not the voice I mentioned him as. Like, I know there was someone who didn't like the Kill la Kill dub because she didn't like that Senketsu's voice didn't sound as edgy as the Japanese version. And I'm like, it was fine. And, you know, there's a friend I told you that I met at the Faku party. I met up with him last AX, the one that just passed. And, like, he was practically disgusted with the fact that I liked dubs. And I'm like, dude, there's nothing wrong with them. Sometimes there is a dub I might like. I prefer in English. Cowboy Bebop and Hellsing are examples of that.
Yep.
But it's like, I still don't get that. I even hung out with a girl that was with him, and she was like, oh wow, so some dubs, they even sound like the characters. And I'm like, yeah, that's freaking Aniplex dubs for you, because they played a trailer for the Heavensfield dub.
No, I don't watch Fate.
Yeah.
I haven't watched. Dude, I'm like really far behind on the Fate series.
Yeah, no, but it was a dub for the Heavensfield thing. Mm-hmm. So she's like, wow, that sounded like actually like the characters. And I'm like, yeah, they do that. And again, this is the same team, I think, working with Aniplex. And they do a magnificent job. I think this is Stephen Bloom's first anime in a long time, because ever since he became a unioned voice actor, he hasn't been doing a lot of anime roles. I think the last anime was him reprising one of the characters in Dorarara.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was like the last time I heard him. But yeah, overall,
Continuing your obsession with Angela Belzak, lolly form.
lolly form, yes. But she was a 16-year-old. She had the typical body of the 16-year-old waifu. Nah. Get down! Ah! No, but yeah. Again, I don't fucking care. She was hot as an adult, and she was fucking cute as shit as a teenager. But yeah, overall, I'm with you. Every time.
Police!
Help!
Oh, that's gonna become my ringtone for you now.
Oh god, no. Hey, Daddy's calling. No, but there's almost every time I pick an anime, it's this thing that happens a lot. It's even happened on the show a couple of times. Almost every time I pick an anime that Lewis likes, you always give out that hey. You saw that I did that too when you messaged me. I'm like, hey.
Snow from Paradise. You text me, yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, I fucking love that movie. Yeah, we'll do it. But yeah, I'm really glad he chose this. Again, I wish I was able to get a hold of Ben because I know he's been wanting to take a look at this. Motherfucker, I'm gonna try it one more time. And if I don't hear anything, then I'm just gonna be like, if I see you in the next semester, if I go the next semester, I might be taking a break. I'm gonna kick your ass. But yeah, so overall, I love this fucking movie. I will definitely be showing this to people who will want to get into anime, specifically get into Gen no Bushi. And again, it's a fine movie. And
I'm showing this movie to my kids because I want to raise a space engineer.
Yeah, that's true. Build a space, make me that thing, and you're pointing at Frontier Settler. Make something like that.
Ends up making me Angela Belzak.
Oh God, no.
Oh no! I wanted an astrophysicist, not a microbiologist.
No! Where did I go wrong? But they created perfect human cloning. I don't care. But yeah, so next up, I wanted to also stick in the ballpark of movies, but we'll mostly be doing a trilogy that will not be that long, though. It will only be 3.5 hours. Can you probably guess what movie that might be? There were hints in this episode. You actually pointed out to
the Monogatari series.
Yep. We're gonna be diving into Kizu Monogatari. Something I really wanted to save until I got all the Blu-rays for the movies. And the reason why we're doing it this week is for a very, very specific reason. Hold up, let me get it ready.
Dad, you're breaking my brain. I don't think I can guess any more clues.
No, I'm not. You should be able to guess what's gonna go on. DLC.
It already took most of my neurons just to guess the movies. Oh wow!
Guys, we are 4 days away from Kingdom Hearts. There will be a high chance that even though I gave us such a small movie to do, again, it's only like 3.5 hours, chances are I might not be able to do that. So we might not get a show, but I figured let's try to stick within another movie that I could probably make time to watch, but I'm not bringing any promises. I swear to God, this game might end up devouring my life. Because I don't work. I'm hoping I get the game before Tuesday, like on Monday night or something. Mm-hmm. So if that game comes before Monday night, no one is going to hear a word from me on Tuesday. But yeah, also mainly I really want to do Kizu Monogatari, and I will not do an episode unless you can do them. Because there's been a few times where I kind of wanted to do them with Ben, but then I'm like, nah, we started off Monogatari together, and we are going to keep doing it together. That new series actually came out too, huh?
Yep, and then again, if you've watched Anime Man's one of his recent videos where he does Japanese tongue twisters, he's able to do the Monogatari tongue twister perfectly now.
Oh God!
You know when Aranagi talks to Black Hanekawa?
Yeah.
It was like Nanabe, Nanaju, Nanayuroku, something like that. And then he's able to do both versions, both Araragi's and Hanekawa's.
Oh, the Nyan version?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Ni. Oh. So, yeah. So, we'll be doing that. I really want to do those movies. I really like the first one. I haven't seen the second one yet. But
and then, Danny, you know what? Thinking about this as well, since we're going to be doing Kizumonogatari, I have a challenge for you if we're able to do the show next week.
Yeah.
Okay, so pretty much for this challenge, and this is going to be special because I do love the Monogatari series as well. Just the reason why, again, Danny and I were the ones who usually did the show for this.
Yeah. Remember, our first two-parter were 2.5 hour shows each, going through all of the Monogatari shows available.
Mm-hmm. But like for next week, I have a little bit of a thing to do. So when we do a review for the show and everything, at the end of a review, I challenge you to be able to do that tongue twister as well.
Oh God, no.
The Japanese tongue twister.
You gotta send it to me.
I'll send it to you as well, but you're gonna be doing Araragi's version. And I'm gonna challenge myself a little bit more because I did study Japanese a little bit more than you did.
I didn't study Japanese at all.
Yeah, you did. You studied weeb versions.
Oh God, no! The one that Joey said, please do not use anime as a method to learn Japanese.
That's pretty much your knowledge level, man. Danny. For me, I've actually taken 2 years of classes, and I've aced both of them.
Oh God!
Which you know what? You know the reason why I aced the Japanese classes? Not because of anime, but because of my Hispanic side. Yes, Hispanic words and Japanese words are all pronounced the way they're spelled out.
Yeah, I heard that.
So that helps a lot.
Yeah. So. Yeah, we'll be doing that. It should be really interesting because I heard there were just some things that the book described that the movie didn't do.
Mm-hmm.
Like her eating a foot, I heard is like drastically different in the movie.
Oh yeah, it is.
Oh yeah, the other one that told me it was described as really gory and then in the movie it's just gum. So yeah, but it's a movie that I'm interested to see because it's a 3-part movie and it really does feel like they created the first part, stopped it, and started the second part, stopped it, and started the third part. And yet, Joey the Anime Man has pointed out that the first movie is the best out of all of them, and I'm like, can you really judge that because they are technically still the same story and not...
It's the best part of the story.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. So, unless the story gets really ridiculous onward, then, we'll see. But yeah, I really want to watch that movie, so we'll do that next week.
And then you'll get to hear Danny do the tongue twister.
Yeah, you'll get to hear me do a tongue twister, and Lewis will have to do his best to keep me from not talking about Kingdom Hearts for half of it, because Kingdom Hearts is going to be in there. It's going to be in there. It's going to be in my head, I'm going to try not to take time to talk about Kingdom Hearts.
It's okay, guys. I'll just trigger Danny most of the time to keep him down, because you will be talking about an overrated game series.
You have I do not care if your family's above us. You have a very secluded apartment. It shouldn't be that easy to take care of you in here.
Thin walls, Danny. Murder is not possible in this apartment without the whole block knowing it.
I know.
That's why I can never bring women here.
That is true. That is so true. It's like you bring someone over and then your family is just giving you hell like, so how was it last night? How was what? We heard everything.
Because you know how we can hear them? They can hear us too.
I only hear your dogs right now.
Well, that's because they're always loud as hell.
Yeah, but earlier I heard like walking and the occasional bang, but that was it.
The occasional bang.
No, I heard something that sounded loud, like you or someone dropped something upstairs. But yeah, you're like, yeah, I dropped something.
Dropped.
But yeah, now I'm just finding that funny because it's like, your mom and your dad's up there, and then you have a little or big sister?
Little sister.
Yeah, you have a little sister up there, so that would be hilarious if you brought someone over here and they were being loud as shit.
Exactly.
You're like, yeah, I've tried it. No, but again...
I mean, I could attempt it, but again as well, I am inexperienced. So I don't know what to expect. So it could be they could be the loud one, but most likely I might be the loud one. Just the possibilities out there.
Anyway, guys, next week we're doing Kizumonogatari parts 1 through 3. Please join us then. Next week. This is what happens when we record past 9:30. Oh my god.
It's 9:30 already?
It's 9:30, yeah.
Damn, I
Well,
thought it was later already.
later?
I thought it was later.
God, I didn't think it was that. Well, yeah. I mean, we didn't start the show until after 7, and we didn't actually start talking about the movie plot until like 7:20.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you know, that's not as bad as compared to other shows we've done. Seriously, that Ninja Turtle show me and Connor did was like 3.5 hours.
Damn.
Yeah, we went through all 26 episodes. I'm like, we cannot do that again. We need to split these up in half or something. Anyway, guys, again, join us next week. It will be a super fun episode because all of these episodes have been really fun.
And then Danny will be doing the tongue twister, and I'll be doing Hanekawa's version. Which
Okay.
again, I'll send you the link to the tongue twister.
Yeah. Send me like the video of them pronouncing it, and then the video, maybe like a document or something of like how it's supposed to be pronounced.
And then if you want, you can actually have the actual like written version of it as well.
Yeah.
I'm actually gonna attempt to memorize Hanekawa's part.
Oh no, I'm gonna need the written version.
I'm gonna try to memorize it.
Trust me, writing it alone is going to be a hell of a time. But anyway, I'm Danny,
And I'm Squatcha.
and then we'll see you in Diva later.